Everything is a play of light. That's it. I want to break this down on a quantum level, like a scientific level, and then I want to break it down on a spiritual level. So we're going to get into it. This video might be a little bit longer than most of the videos. I don't even know how long it's going to take me to record this, which is crazy because I don't even show my face, so you'd think that this channel would be easy, but it's still, I feel like maybe there's just something about talking about these things because I know that there's so many stigmas around all of this that makes it to where it's kind of uncomfortable for me to speak through, and so it just helps me not to show my face. But hey girl, hey, it is your favorite faceless bestie on the internet, here talking to you about all the things of manifestation, quantum reality, nature of reality, reality itself, non-duality, spirituality, God, source, the universe, all of the things, how to get what you want, how to kind of tip the scales in your favor even though you're not doing it, trying to explain the unexplainable, which can't be explained, so I guess I'm beating a dead horse here. But if you do like this kind of content, please subscribe, so the algorithm can do its thing. Let's get into it. All a play of light. Okay, so why do I say that? Why do I say it's all a play of light? Because, quarks, and there's matter, which really is just a wave particle that can be measured, or a frequency that can be measured, right? But all of it is just an electromagnetic frequency. That's all it is. It's either acting as a wave or a particle, period. So quarks, atoms, electrons, protons, neutrons, all the things that you can't see are really just light, electromagnetic frequencies, which is light, that can be measured, right? So when you have a thought, it's nothing. It's just a play of light. It's empty. You attach to that thought or identify with that thought. You focus on that thought, and then it takes shape, and then it forms. So I say that you're doing it, but when I say you're, I am really, it's autonomous. So it's not like there's a little person that lives inside of your head or that lives inside of your heart that is making decisions. Like, these things are happening on their own. And then you attach to them and identify with them, which then gives it quote unquote shape, or it makes it measurable, right? Because you attach a feeling to it. I'll give you a perfect example. So let's say that you have a thought that, you never gonna get your SP, or no one loves you, or the world is a specific way. It's some sort of belief, right? That was initially just a thought. And then you identified with that thought. And you identified with that thought repeatedly, sometimes repeatedly. It doesn't necessarily have to be repeatedly. You can have that thought one time and attach to it, and instantly becomes a belief, simultaneously making it quote unquote real. But nothing's actually real because nothing's actually happening. It's just light that can be measured. When it can't be measured, you say it doesn't exist. Like, perfect example, the wind. We only agree that the wind exists because we can measure it, because you can see it, quote unquote, with your senses. Okay? And by the way, when we talk about senses, which again, I'll make another video about this, but when we talk about senses, it's more than what you can see, touch, taste, hear, and feel. Okay? Intuition is your sixth sense, right? There's something going on that is beyond what the character can measure, right? And then something will happen, which some people will say is, oh, it's just a coincidence that this thing happened, or it was going to happen anyway, or I felt it before it even happened. Yeah, you couldn't measure it, and then you could, right? That's all this is. So cut yourself some slack. You have a bad day, it's just a shitty day. It doesn't really mean anything. You have a great day, it's just a great day. It doesn't really mean anything. If you feel that adjustments need to be made, that's coming from somewhere else. And if the adjustment gets made, or if it doesn't, has nothing to do with you. Life is not personal. It only appears that way. So, what do we do when you know it's all just a play of light? Well, what is there to do? Nothing. Because whatever is going to happen is going to happen. So, take the pressure off yourself. Relax a little bit. If you want something, if you desire something, it's already. The idea came, that's the spark, that's the light, right? And you trying to measure it, whether it is or it isn't, is why it is or it isn't. And there's no control over that. Oh my gosh, if you... Free will. Maybe that should be the next thing that I talk about is free will. There isn't any. So you can just breathe a little bit. Nothing's really going on. So what does this mean, really? Well, in the sense of the character that thinks that they're creating their reality, all that means is if you believe or have a thought or a feeling or an experience, something measurable to you, right, that you don't have, then that's what you're going to get. That something is missing, that you don't have something, that you are suffering. And I'm not invalidating that you're suffering. You're like, oh, well, I know I'm really broke, or no, we really broke up, or no, this is really what I see. Yeah, I believe you, but what I'm saying is it's like the what came first, the chicken or the egg? Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like you're measuring it. And so whether you're measuring then it not being there or you're measuring it being there, it doesn't really matter. You can't help that. And there's no way to force that upon yourself. It is, and I'm not saying that you can't, change your mind, change the outcome by not identifying with those thoughts and then reprogramming it into something else. Yeah, but why does that work? Because there's nothing happening in the first place. Right? So be easy about it. Take the pressure off. Unless you're one of those people that just likes to struggle and to get everything and whatever. I'll give you a perfect example, okay? When it comes to money, and this literally just happened to me like a couple of weeks ago, but when it comes to money, I was so in this place of like, I'm not going to worry about it. It's just going to come to me on its own. I know something good is going to happen to me. Like they had just shut down my company got bought out by another company, and then they were completely downsizing departments. And I was like, yeah, when this happens, it's not going to matter to me. Because that's a good thing, right? There's space being opened up for something else. And I just didn't stress myself out about it. I had enough in my savings to last for through the end of the year. It lasted me a good 5 or 6 months. I got a good severance package. I just wasn't going to worry about it. And then, right as I started to run low on money, $4,000 appeared out of my account from this other thing that I wasn't even thinking about. And I currently have 2 lawsuits that are pending from something else. And so I know that it's going to be fine. And so it was fine. Again, I'm saying you shouldn't leave that space open or create, but even though you're not actually doing it, but don't focus so much on what you don't want. That's it. If you don't like something, right, stop giving attention to it, because therefore it's being measured. So don't measure it. Nothing exists until you say it does. And there's nothing that's existing anyway, because to exist means something that is outside. And for something to be outside, there has to be an inside. This is all one thing. all happening at the same time. Like, all happening at the same time. Like, at the time that I'm speaking here, there's someone else listening somewhere else. And by the time you hear it, I am off doing something totally different. It's all happening at one time. Everything is happening at once. So chill out. Relax a little. Be easy. So if there's something that you want, if there's something that you're trying to achieve, if there's a desire that's popped in your head and you just have to have that thing, give it to yourself. Give it to yourself before it shows up. The Bible says, calls the things that are unseen as though they were seen. Like that, literally do that for yourself. You want $10,000 a month? You want $5,000 a month? Don't ask yourself how it's going to be there. I know you've heard that hundreds and thousands of times if you watch a lot of manifestation content. The how's none of your business because circumstances don't even matter. What you are seeing in front of you right now is old. It's yesterday. This is already. There is no past. There is no future. There is no now. I know everybody, that's probably throwing some people off because everybody's like, it's only now. Everything is only now. There's no now either because there's no time. There's just what is. It's not complicated at all. But the human brain cannot comprehend that. Like, it's not it needs a reason, it needs a solution, it needs an answer. There is no cause and effect. It appears to be because logically that's how we explain it. Like, that's how it's broken down. That's how the experience, right, gets explained. But there's actually no experience at all. This is light. It's just bouncing light that shows up as a building or a table or a chair or bags of money or somebody else, or it's all just nothing. It's all just nothing.